And we are live.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call the German Township Board of Trustees meeting to order. Mr. Houston, if you could please take the roll.
Mrs. Reed?
Here.
Mr. Burns?
Here.
Mr. Stubbs?
Here.
All present.
Thank you so much. And then I did change the agenda and we're going to add in the pledge. Mr. Burns has a flag. I think he's going to display for us to use. So
Can everybody see it?
I'm not. And now.
All righty.
All right, so if you could please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
The flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it
stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. That was echoing, but I appreciate it. All right, we have some visitors here. Our next item on the agenda is visitor comments. Do you have any visitors that would like to talk or make comments or have questions?
I'll make a different question. Mark Cross, 744 South Tiber. Has any more information on the JED? Have you heard anything? Or
Well, I haven't heard anything. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's not dead, but since this coronavirus has kind of put a hold on it. I haven't heard anything since we had that meeting. I guess our township meeting is the last mention I've heard of a JED.
okay.
So I haven't, but I have not reached out to them and they haven't reached out either. So I'm not sure of the process or where it's at right now.
Okey-doke.
Anybody else? Do we have any other comments or questions?
I will throw in a visitor comment if you don't mind. This is Mark Keener on Jamaica Road. And I just want to let you know that you may want to terminate the meeting because the instructions that were sent out do not include an attendee ID to dial into the meeting, and that is required. So if somebody's not coming in by phone or by the web, they are not able to get in.
Well, I believe Jacob Stubbs is in on his, did you say if they're not by phone?
Or did he hit the link?
Jake's on phone.
Did you hit the link, Jake, or did you just dial in?
I dialed in.
And what was your attendee ID? Because I hit the 408 number and then the access code, but then it was still requiring an attendee ID after that.
I had one. Let me go back and check.
Well, the only reason I've got one is because I also got on my computer, so I just used the one that showed up on my computer.
Which email?
Well, and it appears on my side that there also might be two other people that have called in. I assume that's call-in user 3 and call-in user 4.
I'm not.
We have 14 participants currently, including myself.
Okay. All
I'm
right,
not
then I must
finding
just
the
be
email,
missing
but
something on.
There was two codes. There was two codes. The first one I dialed in did not work, and the second one did.
Okay.
Really quick, I think that it might be beneficial if you're not talking, if we mute our mics because there's a lot of, I can hear echoing in it.
I was going to mute all of the visitors after we get their comments.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So thanks. All right, do we have any other visitor comments, questions, concerns?
Okay. I'll go ahead and mute the visitors if you'd like.
Thank you.
Just a second. All right, all of the visitors should be muted.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, let's move along to the fiscal officer's report. Mr. Houston.
Thank you, Mrs. Reed. Trustees and visitors, this is my first meeting. I'm very honored to be here. We'll have a little more to say about all of that when we have our first in-person meeting. But since Mr. Keener is on the phone tonight, let me at least thank him for the gracious help that he has given me through this transition. In fact, he was here this afternoon for a couple of hours and helped me through some things today. So, Mark Keener, thank you very much. Your help has been very much appreciated, and I acknowledge all of that and with gratitude. We have two sets of minutes that Mr. Keener has finished that need approval. In my official report document, I only mentioned the meeting of March 9th. I had forgotten that there was a special trustee meeting on February 27th. I don't know whether there is any problem at all to approve both of them in one motion, but if you'd like separate motions, we can also do that.
I'd like to make a motion to approve both sets of minutes as submitted.
Was that Mr. Burns?
No, that was Jake. I'll make a motion to approve them both as submitted.
Is there a second?
Can I ask a quick question? I apologize. I just wasn't able to hear. Did you say that we also have the meeting minutes from the special meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
I sent those out sometime earlier today.
I printed out the one set. I apologize. I did not print out, I didn't realize there were two. So I apologize for that. Can you tell me if they were in the same email?
No, they were in a separate email. Then about an hour ago or so, I sent the most up-to-date version of the March 9th minutes.
That's okay. That's what I have, and I printed as the most up-to-date version of those minutes. So,
We'll tell you here in a minute when I did the minutes from February.
I think, did I get those today at 11? It might have been 11:18. That's what I'm. No, it's not.
No, it's an email as of 27.
I apologize. I didn't realize that there were two of them and different things, so. If it is okay, is it possible, and this is my mistake for not realizing that there were two different ones. I'm trying my best to find it. I'm sorry. Can we approve the March 9th one and hold off on the other one?
We have a motion on the floor for both.
Oh, okay.
I think either Mr. Stubbs will have to withdraw the motion, or we can table the motion for both of them and approve it at our next meeting. Actually vote on the motion at our next meeting.
I'll withdraw the motion and make a motion to approve the minutes for the March, whatever day it was, meeting.
The March 9th one, Mr. Stubbs? Is the
Correct.
regular board meeting. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I apologize. I'll second that motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Mr. Burns?
I said aye. I'm in favor.
So, okay, no one opposed, I assume. Okay. Very good. I also have given you the list of payments that were made since the last meeting. And that includes the direct deposit, payroll, the EFT payments, the tax withholdings to various entities, and also the warrants that were printed and mailed. And those warrants are numbers 49974 through 50014. Any questions about the payments?
No, I don't have any questions.
Could I get a motion to approve the payments, both the warrants as well as the direct deposits and the EFT?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Who is that?
Matt.
Abra and Matt, yeah.
I recognize your voice, Abra. Matt and Jake, not so much. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I also have given you the cash summary by fund as of the end of March, as well as the fund status at the end of March. So I don't think those need approval. That's for your information. And if you have any questions.
I appreciate those. Thank you.
The only other thing I have is we've been notified by the city of Germantown that the newest council person, Bonnie Kugel, has been assigned to be the representative from the city on the cemetery board, as well as on the senior oversight committee. So we will be attending the cemetery board meetings with you, I guess, Mr. Stubbs.
Okay, great.
And unless anyone has anything else for me, I think that's everything that I have.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Chief.
All right, I only have one thing I sent out earlier today. It's we still plan on having Shred Day on May 2nd from 9 a.m. to noon. Will be drop off only for both the shred items and unwanted medications. Our plan is to have limited contact, and that will be encouraged to further combat the COVID-19 pandemic or coronavirus. Other than that, we're currently down one officer, but it's not due to any illness. It was an injury. One of our full-timers fell off of a ladder. So we're currently down him. I don't know for how long yet. He's supposed to have some tests yet. Other than that, that's my report.
All right, thank you, Chief. Next, we have Mr. Holbrook.
Just have a couple things on my report. Talked to Mr. Heasted about getting a purchase order for the new dump truck and the upfitted equipment that goes with that. And he wanted me to bring it back up before the board just to make sure the board was aware of those two purchases. The PO for the truck would be $83,698.19 through Rush Truck Centers of Dayton. And the upfitter would be Gledhill Manufacturing in Galion, Ohio. They would be putting the bed and the hydraulics and the lighting and all the things that turn it into a dump truck in a salt application. Would be $49,022.93. And I believe I emailed you guys copies of those two quotes. And they would both be under the state contract, so we do not have to competitively bid. So I just wanted to put that up, make sure everybody was aware or had any questions about that I could answer.
I do not have any questions. I appreciate you bringing it up, though.
Okay. The other item on my report is we have a Lanier waste oil burning furnace that we've had for about 15 years. We got it through a grant through the Montgomery County Recycling Program about 15 years ago or so. It's kind of reached the end of its life expectancy. The burning chamber has a hole in it, and it's starting to cost us more money to repair it than it is to operate it. So I would like to have the board's permission to declare it excess to be disposed of on govdeals.com.
Do we need a motion for that?
Resolution.
So I would like to, unless the board has anything, Mr. Stubbs or Mr. Burns, discussion on that at all?
No, I'll make a resolution that they go ahead and put it on GovDeal, the oil burning.
What's the resolution number, Mr. Heaston?
The number is 2020-10.
2022. Okay.
And I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion? Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed? Mr. Stubbs?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very much. The only other thing I had to report is some time ago, Abra might remember, we declared a Husqvarna chainsaw excess and finally got around to putting it on Gov Deals, and it sold last week or the week before for a total price of $205. So I thought that did really well.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much.
That's all I have.
All right, Mrs. Sewell.
Yes, so I only have 3 things. Well, first, did you guys have any questions on the change in the zoning numbers?
The fees.
Yeah, I know last month, I think, or the month before, we kind of tabled it because Matt was out on medical leave. So I didn't know if there were any questions that any of you had.
I don't have any questions. I do appreciate the time and work that went into you finding those numbers and the research. I think it's good to do that, and it should be something that's done every 5 or so years just to keep up with what surrounding townships and cities are doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you made it a very compatible as far as with all the other townships and cities, and whenever we're ready to move forward on that, I think we ought to.
Okay. Then the only new things that I have, there was an approved lot split on Stivers Road. I have a pending agricultural exempt barn on Dayton Germantown Pike. The COVID-19's kind of put that to a stop for now. And then we have a buyer for the barn that was for sale on Edie Road. And they have expressed to me that they are going to try to change the zoning because they are wanting to put their business there. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that.
Haley, what kind of businesses are they wanting to put there?
I don't know exactly what it classifies under. It's called Blue Line Protection Services. So they do like training and stuff for security officers and stuff like that. I know they are under contract with that barn. I think they're supposed to sign this week. But they have expressed to me that they would like to try to change the zoning.
All right, thank you. Do we have anything else?
Nope, that's all.
All right, thank you.
Mrs. Reed, does the board wish to take action on the new fee structure tonight? Or is that, you want to wait for a later meeting?
I mean, I'm comfortable doing that.
I'd like to wait to have an in-person meeting and go over these. I don't see that as a pressing issue right this moment.
Okay. All right, Mr. Burns, do you have a preference?
It doesn't really matter to me. I mean,
Okay.
we can go either way on that. I'm fine either way.
Sounds good. Then we'll hold off on it. Hopefully we have an in-person meeting in May. We'll wait and see, I guess, what we have in May. All right, I'm gonna go on to my report unless there's anything else from Mrs. Sewell.
Nope, that's all.
All right, thank you. I want to first thank everyone for your patience because this is my first time ever using WebEx. So thank you, Haley, for setting this up. I was unsure how to do this. This is out of my comfort zone for sure. I'd also like to welcome Mr. Houston, and I think he will be a good asset to the community and work really hard and always do what's best for the township. I also want to thank everyone that's in attendance right now for being flexible and willing to log on and do it this format because I'm sure it's out of many of your comfort zones as well. Hopefully we don't have to do them like this very long and we'll be able to be back in person, but I think we'll continue to do this as long as this is what is necessary to keep everyone safe. So we have not obviously we're just going to have a fire oversight meeting and that has been canceled. So we have not had any meetings, so I don't have anything to report as far as from the fire oversight or from the senior center. I do want to thank all of our police officers, our road workers, Lori, Haley, anyone on the front lines, the nurses, anyone that's out there around this virus or helping people. I commend them for their hard work. So thank you, everyone. That's all I have. Mr. Stubbs.
I have no report as all of my oversight meetings have been canceled.
All right, Mr. Burns.
I have no report.
All right, do we have any new business to go over?
Not aware of any.
All right, any old business to go over?
Again, I'm not aware of any.
All right. So at this time, I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Are we supposed to approve payroll?
Already did.
What's the question? I didn't catch that.
On payroll?
Approve
Are we
payroll?
supposed to approve it? Right.
When you approved all the payments?
You approved the bills.
Okay, you're right. My bad.
I know this is very different from what we're used to having them right in front of us. So I really want to stop and thank everyone for submitting their things through email. It was really nice to be able to look through those ahead of time. So I appreciate that. If there's nothing else, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second.
Doesn't matter whoever you want to write down. It doesn't matter whoever you want to write down. I don't care.
Exactly.
Mr. Burns down.
Perfect.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
7:24. Have a good evening, everyone.
You too.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Stay safe.